The Knicks had their chances. Pacers didn't score a single point in the last 5:17 of the ball game. But Alan, the Knicks go only 1 for 14 down the stretch and end up losing Mike Miller's first game by 1.
Heartbreaker. And the Pacers blocked 5 shots in the fourth quarter, and several of them down there in the stretch. And it was a lack of being able to finish. They actually got some shots there, Wally. I mean, you saw this team so competitive. How many times did you see them diving after loose balls? It looked like this group was like, we are not losing another game. And yet something you said in the pregame show that really caught my attention was, a change in coach can do a lot of things, but you can't make players better shooters. Yeah. That's in the end what happened here.
I mean, the effort was phenomenal. Guys diving all over the floor, getting every loose ball, getting every offensive rebound. But there were a couple open looks at the basket that you have to make. And the Pacers had 2 shot blockers down there, and Sabonis and Miles Turner, and the Knicks just couldn't make an outside jump shot. They kept going to the basket. Those guys are rim protectors. They're blocking shots right and left. I give the Knicks credit. They got stops down the stretch of that game. Their defense was completely engaged. I really like Elfrid Payton with that starting unit. I think as he starts to get more minutes with that group's going to develop a lot of continuity and really, really good chemistry together. I think it's a good fit, but there's not enough shooting out there with that lineup. I mean, Elfrid Payton will keep you honest here and there, but Marcus Morris is really your only threat from the three-point line.
4 of 8,
especially with Mitchell Robinson in the game, and he's crashing and attacking the boards all the time and doing his thing down in the paint. So this team played their hearts out. I thought Mike Miller really looked organized over there on the sidelines. You can tell he knows what he's doing. This moment isn't too big for him. He stays very composed. He's a basketball lifer. He knows the game of basketball. He's been a coach at every single different level.
Did you notice anything different in terms of how they executed tonight?
It's tough to say. It's the first game. I think early on it looked like the game was simplified maybe a little bit. There wasn't as much side to side. It was just more when you get down the floor, just start attacking the basket, just start making a play, just start putting pressure on the defense. Yeah, see, one thing, listen, I've played for great coaches and I've watched a lot of basketball. When coaches say you got to get the ball side to side, you got to rotate the defense, in 24 seconds, sometimes that's not the right move. I mean, have you ever seen D'Antoni worry about getting the ball side to side?
7 seconds or less.
Yeah, he just gets the ball up the floor, pick and roll, attack, make a play. Boom. Stop dancing around with this side-to-side stuff. And I thought the Knicks looked like they were really looking to attack downhill. That's one thing Mike Miller mentioned he wanted to do. Defense was absolutely phenomenal. You got to give this team credit. They defended the three-point line, but this Pacer team was undermanned. They didn't have one of their best players in Brogdon. They still don't have Oladipo. They've kind of patched together a little bit of a roster here.
And
this was a winnable game.
Back-to-back, too.
Yeah, this was a winnable game for the Knicks on their home floor, and they weren't able to come away with a win. So it's a good step with the way they played, but it's 9 straight losses now. Knicks got to figure out a way to break this losing streak.
Absolutely.
All right, let's take a look at the fourth quarter. Not a lot of scoring down the stretch. Knicks definitely had a chance after chance after chance, Wally.
They did. Here's the kick out and the 3 by Doug McDermott. Makes an 11-point game, but Knicks keep fighting back, and that's a really good sign for this Knicks team. There's Elfrid Payton getting himself in the lane, gets a nice little floater. That cut the game to 98-97, 1-point game. This was the shot of the game for the Pacers. Made it a 6-point lead.
That's the last basket they made.
5:17 to go.
And he missed the free throw, too. So then it's 104-98, and then Marcus Morris. This was a nice move. He's really the only guy that can get a shot and get a bucket down the stretch. He knocks down that bucket. That cut it to a 4-point game, and then the Knicks still fighting, still right there.
Look at that.
That was a big miss. I mean, that's a shot that could have tied the game. It was a 2-point game, and then how about getting that loose ball? Looked like the Pacers had the rebound.
This is a dunk.
Dunk it. Yeah.
Great block, though. Great block by Turner.
Spectacular block.
That's down 2.
The foul, Julius Randle. Now, he made the tough one. He made the first one. Normally, the first one's the tough one. You kind of get your gauge, and then he just shot a little too strong, runs into Miles Turner on his way out. Tough loss for the Knicks. Julius Randle's got to be heartbroken. Played his heart out. You could see the guys at the end of the game. They were exhausted. They were holding their shorts. They were exhausted. They didn't have anything left in the tank. They left it all out there on the garden floor. It's just so demoralizing when you come that far and you play that hard to have a loss like that.
The theme. This kind of personifies how it's gone, right? You have a close game. You have problems down the stretch.
Knicks are not a good free throw shooting team.
The free throw line.
I mean, what did we talk about again? Before the game, when we talked about the issues with the team that have to get better, several of them are scoring, which they're 30th in the league. They get 103 points here. They average 100 per game. Field goal percentage, they're 30th in the league. Now, they shot 40% in this game. I mean, that's
not good.
It's 42% is they're 30th in the league. free throw shooting. They're 30th in the league.
They weren't terrible
Now,
tonight from the line, 15 to 21.
Well, not terrible, but still not good enough. You know, I mean, that's what it is. You have to be honest about where they are as a team. I mean, when you're last in the league in several key categories, that's why your record is what it is. So when the game ends because you missed a free throw, well, that's been the issue for this team from the start of the season. So those are the things that have to get better. And now the question is do you just get better because you practice, or do you have to find better players?